Hi everyone, welcome into My Chamber TV, the heartbeat of our community. I am your host, Barbara Marville Kelly, and with me is my co-host back for the first time this year.
Yes, Paul Friedlander with the West Pasco Chamber of Commerce. This is going to be an awesome 2017, girl.
I know it is. Are you happy to see the new year roll in? Happy New Year to everyone officially. What we do here on My Chamber TV is raise the awareness of our community, and today Paul actually has brought in another great lineup of guests, and our first guest that's joining us is Lori Felber with Atria Park of Baypoint Village and Atria Windsor Woods Retirement Community, and a list of additional credentials that are running off the page here. Welcome to the show.
Thank you so much.
It's
I'm
great
delighted.
It's so great to have you with us, and I know you guys have been working together for a good little while. You've been a member since 2007, and you're on the board with the West Pasco.
Yes.
So tell us a little bit about Atria, and I know you're stepping into a new presidential seat. I can't wait to hear all about it.
I'm delighted to be here today. Thank you so much.
My pleasure.
And a little bit about the Atria communities. There are two communities in Hudson. Atria Park of Baypoint Village offers independent assisted memory care and enhanced care services, which is expanded services. And Atria Windsor Woods offers independent and assisted care for seniors primarily, but we don't have an age limit. And what I like to say, our communities offer resort living with care when you need it.
Oh, I like that. I like that. And that's really something to look forward to for those who are in need. So it's
Absolutely.
It's great to have that out there. Now, you've been a member with the Chamber of Commerce since 2007. How has that worked for you? I mean, you're not just a member, you're a member of the board. I mean, you are a member that gets involved in all kinds of activities.
Absolutely.
How has that been working for you as far as engaging in the community?
Well, the key to being a chamber member and to have an industry like mine is getting out and meeting a variety of different folks. It's not necessarily focusing on avenues that people will refer folks. It's everyone knows someone, a neighbor, a friend, a church member that may need assisted living. And being involved with the chamber allows me that opportunity to meet all sorts of people, all walks of life. And even if they're not ready for assisted living, I love being able to share the information and educate people on what's all out there for seniors to keep them living independent and healthy and a vibrant life for as long as possible.
You know, I'm glad to hear you say that. Don't you feel that that is really critical for our seniors to really feel that hope?
Absolutely.
Rather than just give up. When they're still able to be self-sufficient, I mean, it's a better quality of life all the way around.
Well, and I see it time and time again because we live in the retirement state. Folks have come down here and retired. The kids live other places. As their health becomes maybe a little failing or some diagnosis that they need a little support, their world has a tendency of getting smaller if they're staying in their home. They're not able to drive often, or they're relying on other people to run errands for them, and a lot of times their social activity is the TV. So having someone move into a assisted living where they get exercise, they get nutritious meals, they have socialization, which is so important for us as humans. We're social animals, so having folks to talk to every day, sitting and chatting with ladies and either playing mahjong or bunco or knitting, or we have a group that went fishing recently, we go to the show palace. We're just a very active, vibrant community, and folks are living quality, longer lives because of those activities and having that little bit of support so they're able to maintain their health longer.
Now, Lori, at that age, I know we just, my mother, my 94-year-old mother and her 92-year-old boyfriend, we just moved them into an independent down in Pinellas. But one of the things you and I always talk about is the fact that you guys offer respite, which for a lot of people, they may know what that means, maybe don't know what it means, but it's an easy way to, it's sort of like, to me, it's almost like a test run.
Exactly.
Because it can't be, when you've been, if these people are 70 or 80 years old and they've been independent all their lives, probably very scary at first.
It is very scary, and it's a big decision. So what we offer at both communities are respite stays for up to 30 days, and they can come in, stay in a very comfortable, nicely appointed apartment. They pay just a daily rate, but they're able to experience, get a taste of what our communities offer.
Yes.
It's a wonderful segue for folks that want to come in and try. We're also there for families that maybe need, their family is their caretaking family and they need to go out of town, so we'll take their loved one by us. They get to come by us and be on vacation while their family member, the caretaker, gets a little vacation of their own.
And the caretakers, they need a break.
Absolutely.
They need a break because eventually as a caretaker,
Burn
they
out.
become
Yes.
the patient.
Yeah,
Yes.
It can.
Because there's a lot of stress involved. And so
Absolutely.
that is so good to know. I have heard nothing but good things about Atria as I go through the community and interview many people in many different groups. So that's exciting. Now, is this an area of expertise that you've always been in, or has this only been as recent as the time that you've been involved?
Well, I've been with Atria 7 years, as I stated earlier, along with being in long-term care. My degree is in social work.
Okay.
And I have been a social worker for over 25 years, working both skilled nursing, hospital social work, but being able to work with seniors in assisted living is just the best of both worlds.
So that's really wonderful.
And they
So
have a memory care unit there that I was actually privileged to be a part of the ribbon cutting back in
Yes.
2012. I can't believe it's been almost 4.5, 5 years already. And very unique, Barb, in that the one thing I always remember from that ribbon cutting is that each of the workers has to know 99 things about each of the residents. Is that correct?
Yes, you are correct.
really?
Yes.
Well, with folks with dementia, a lot of times their long-term memory stays intact longer than their short-term.
Right.
So when they're,
You can
for
relate
example,
to that, right?
having some anxiety, if they're having a bad day, a worker can sit down and talk with them about things meaningful to them from their past, which often just waylays what could turn into a possible sad situation, or a person will become very upset. But when the workers are able to sit down and ask about, tell me about your dog, that you grew up with, and it just is able to change the whole focus of their.
So you direct the conversation into something
Absolutely.
really positive
Correct.
that they can glean
awesome?
from,
Yes.
and that makes them happy.
Exactly.
That's
We
nice.
also have a program called Legato, which is an Atria music program specific to our memory communities. There is a legato activity at least once a day in every Atria memory community. By the way, Atria calls our memory communities life guidance, because we're guiding their lives through this change in their lives.
Right.
So the legato offers music, and sometimes it's music in motion, sometimes it's music to art, but the legato program is just wonderful for our residents to keep them out and active and busy. And again, a purposeful life, whether you have dementia or just need assistance or just need some physical support, having a purpose, getting up every day, having friends to meet, having things to do is vital to, again, quality senior living.
Absolutely, because it's kind of scary and challenging enough when you're in the final transition stages.
Absolutely.
And, a lot of people are still healthy and going strong and everything, but not everybody is. So it's good to have these alternatives for people and a lovely, lovely center for them. That's so
Absolutely.
awesome. So, yeah.
I remember, Pam, you talk about legato. I remember Pam's mom, my wife's mom, was in facility for 4.5 years. And Pam would go over, she loved to have Pam sing to her.
Yes.
And if you ever heard Pam sing, you wouldn't want Pam to sing to you normally, but no.
Pam, I hope you're not watching. You want me to hit him for you?
But she loved to have Pam sing. And I remember you and I talked about this once before, and you said they all really enjoy the
Absolutely.
music.
Absolutely. And I'm sure you can attest, you know how an older song comes on the radio and you remember those
I
words?
sure do.
Well, it's the same thing for them, and
Yeah.
they can recite and sing those songs from the 40s and 50s like it was yesterday.
I get in chill bumps. I love to hear
And
that.
I'll tell you what's really exciting. It's so successful. And I don't know if that's a positive or not, but their facility is so successful and so good at what they do that we're breaking ground when.
Well, starting next week, the pre-construction will be starting to expand the life guidance community. So our
Yay.
memory community will be expanding, doubling in size.
Well, that is exciting. Congratulations.
Thank
Well,
you.
I could sit and talk to you about this all day long, and maybe we'll have to
Absolutely.
get together over coffee, because
Love
this is
to.
really vital information, and that's what we do on our chamber shows, is raise the awareness. So if you know anyone, if you have a friend, a member in the family, or maybe you're in a situation yourself that you might need some assistance, you may want to give Lori a buzz and find out a little bit more in depth. Maybe go and do a tour with Atria.
Absolutely.
yes.
Love to
Yeah.
have you come do a tour. Have you come do a tour?
I'm just thinking the same thing. Absolutely.
And then I would love to have you stay for lunch, because our chefs are award-winning chefs. The food is fabulous.
Yes, we do our first brochure exchange of the month on first Thursday of the month, and we do that at Atria Park.
Very nice.
And the food is absolutely
Very
phenomenal.
nice. Well, I want to thank you for joining us, and I'm
pleasure.
hoping that we're bringing this information to you. Who knew? I think it's just wonderful. It's fabulous to know that right in our own community, we have provisions for those of you that are in those transition stages, or eventually will be. We will all be there at
We
some
will.
point.
Yes.
So it's always nice to get ahead of the curve and know what's out there. So thank you, Lori. I
Thank
appreciate
you.
it.
My
All
pleasure.
right. And thank you for being with us. We'll be right back.
If you were injured in a car crash, what would you do first? Who would you call?
You claim to be injured, yet you spoke to and saw an attorney before you saw a doctor. Is that true?
Yes.
Lawyers on TV tell you to call them first. You can, but should you? The law has changed, and you may find yourself paying your own medical bills if you don't see a doctor in the first 14 days. If you've been in a car crash, you need MyCrashMD, the interactive doctor visit, where you can consult virtually with a physician after you've been hurt in a car accident.
We can see you today. We'll take great care of you, regardless if you are at fault or not.
MyCrashMD is an actual medical visit with a doctor. No waiting in an ER, no wasting time driving around town. Download MyCrashMD free from anywhere and then see a doctor on any mobile device. Times are changing. If you don't get medical attention within the first 14 days after your crash, you could lose your insurance benefits. So if you've been in a car crash, help yourself and your accident case with MyCrashMD.
Enjoy tranquil seclusion in an eco-lover's paradise. Paddling through the mangroves where the only sounds you'll hear are the sounds of nature. Because you deserve to relax on vacation, visit Pasco County, Florida.
If you're talking,
Okay.
they
right. Welcome back, everyone, to My Chamber TV, the heartbeat of our community. And you always catch us from time to time, especially when Paul is in the house. We're goofing around during the break and come back and, of course, introduce our guests. But it's great to have you with us on My Chamber TV. Our next guest coming to you is Drew Cecere.
Correct.
So I didn't do it wrong
You
that
rock,
time.
girl.
They were messing with me here. But we practiced that ahead of time. So welcome to the show.
Thank you.
I see that you happen to be a fairly kind of sort of new member with the Chamber since March of last year.
Correct.
So that's great. And you have quite a business where you put together community events and festival. Let me tell you, I admire somebody that does that. That is quite an undertaking, and you must have to start way in advance, right?
Yes. It's about 6 months, before the event that we actually start. Generating interest is about 2 months before, but all the behind the scenes work starts real early. We have 20 events scheduled in 2017.
Oh my goodness, so tell me, when's your first one? I know you've got the Crab and Shrimp Fest at SunWest Park.
Correct.
That's coming up in March.
That's in February.
End of February.
Oh, the end of February.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
The last weekend in February.
Oh, okay, the last weekend in February, so that's going to be coming up probably pretty soon.
Real soon.
And then tell us what that's all about. 2 days, back to back.
The Crab and Shrimp Festival, we started it last year, so this will be the second year there.
Okay.
It's essentially a seafood festival. This year, we're really working hard to have free entry.
Really? Nice.
The SunWest Park still has their parking fees, but we're working real hard to make the event free for patrons. This year we're bringing a carnival, so there'll be a huge Ferris wheel out there with SunWest Beach behind it. It'll look amazing. We also have crab races this year.
Crab races? Oh, that is too fun.
And we already have twice as much seafood as we had last year. It was our first time out there. This year we already have twice as much signed up.
Awesome.
Oh, that is exciting. That is really fun. I can just see that with the carnival and families coming out and everything.
And we have live bands all day, both days.
Yeah, that's going to be very, very exciting. So what other type of events do you do besides this?
We do a beer and burger event with the City of Safety Harbor and their chamber. It goes to support 4 of their local charities. We also do the fireworks show in Zephyr Hills for the 4th of July. We put on their fireworks show. We do back to school bashes with Westfield Mall, and they're the only full inclusion back to school bashes, which means they're not just for regular children, but also special needs children as well. We have a lot in the event that caters directly to special needs children.
Oh, nice.
That's awesome. Now, you said the Westfield malls, all of them, or
we do it with 3 of them. We do it with Countryside, Citrus Park, and Brandon Town Center.
And when do you know? I know this is probably a silly question. Is it going to be usually do those in August, or when do you do those?
In July, right before school starts back up. Last year we gave away 500 backpacks, and this year we'll be giving away 750.
Nice, really nice. That's so great. So you really do give back to the community. How has the chamber helped your business since you joined?
Well, with things like this.
Yeah.
Exactly.
That goes without saying, doesn't it?
Exactly.
The Crab and Shrimp event is the first event that we really do in this side of Pasco. We've been doing events in Zephyr Hills for years. We do the Fall Festival in Wesley Chapel. This is the only event that we really do this side of Pasco. So the Chamber's been real supportive, real helpful on making the connections that we need.
Isn't that wonderful? I tell you, being a member of the chamber can really make or break some businesses, wouldn't you say?
Yeah.
I mean,
It
think about
definitely
that.
helps.
Yeah.
It definitely helps.
Yeah. So if somebody wants to put together some kind of event and they give you, where do they start? I mean, it's all I can do to put together a ladies' luncheon at a tea party.
We do the majority of our events. We do from conception to completion. We do the entire event. Well, we find a venue. That's where you start. Have an idea for an event and then find a venue.
Oh, okay.
Once you have a venue, then you need to find out the permitting costs with the city, with the counties. You've got to decide what you're paying for. You have to make your budget, entertainment, things of that nature, and then the next step is to find the money to put it on.
Right, right. Oh,
And
okay.
just I know we've probably talked about this before, but out of curiosity, you've had your company for 5 years now. How did you end up getting into this business? Were you doing something similar previous or not?
I had a marketing company,
Okay.
and we did a lot of lead generation, so we worked a lot of events. We also, I had a contract to do all the outside sales for the Tampa Tribune, so we were working a lot of events, my company was. And my business partner, she was working for me at the time, and she said that she wanted to, let's put on some events. So, okay, let's do it. And then we incorporated that business and eventually just moved full-time into events and got completely away from the marketing end of it.
That's awesome. Now, one of the things Barbara asked you is where you start, but like, for example, this is the second year for the Crab and Shrimp Festival. Was the Crab and Shrimp Festival your concept, or did somebody have the concept and come to you, or do you get the concept and then go, like you said, find a venue?
That one was our concept.
Okay.
And we went and found a venue. We lucked out last year because SunWest Park hadn't done like a big grand opening.
No.
They hadn't done any big events
Oh,
yet.
that was perfect.
So it was perfect timing to be at SunWest Park. It was also an election year, so getting some of the local candidates on board and things like that helped out. But it was just perfect timing with the park opening and us wanting to put on a seafood festival somewhere.
And then some of the other events, like you say, you do quite a bit in Zephyr Hills or the Westfield Mall events. Did they come to you, or did you go to them with those concepts?
We reached out to all of them.
You did?
All of them. We had those concepts, and we reached out to the venues wanting to do something in that area. The only difference there, Wesley Chapel.
Yes.
We do the Fall Festival in Wesley Chapel. We took it over last year, and that was a pre-existing event that the chamber out there had been putting on.
Hope used to run.
Right.
Yeah, okay.
And we took that over last year, added a huge carnival to it, added a trunk or treat.
Nice.
The turnout was amazing at that event. But that was an event that was already 12 years in when we took it over.
So you must have to do a lot of advertising as well to get people to come.
Yes, and it's making connections because a lot of advertising doesn't work for certain events. For instance, we do a Senior Expo in Zephyr Hills at the park, and honestly, for seniors, the newspaper is a great form of advertisement.
Yeah.
But the newspaper doesn't work for every event. If your events, you're reaching out for younger crowds.
Right, they don't even newspaper. What's that? Right?
Exactly.
Let me look at my phone.
Exactly.
So you have to really watch where you're spending your advertising money. Bus benches, local publications, cable TV, radio. It's great having Hits 106 here locally.
Oh, yeah.
Because they have such a great following locally. But also Joy FM started here in Newport Richey. And
Oh, it did.
we have a great connection with them as well. Over the years, we've built relationships with a lot of different media outlets.
And I can see how the chamber can really be beneficial with, I mean, all the members that are out there and in the community. And that's one of the reasons why we do this show, is to bring these events and the knowledge to you guys out there so you can see what's happening.
An unbelievable amount of people go on the chamber websites and contact the chamber. Snowbirds, when they come into town, they want a calendar of upcoming events, things like that. And the chamber is a great tool for that.
It really is. That's exciting.
Speaking of which, as long as we're here and before I see a squirrel and forget, do you have a flyer yet for the event?
We do have a flyer, but we're updating it, and it's on the chamber website already.
Oh, good.
Okay.
Good.
But we're updating it because we're making the event free now. And we have added the carnival, so we'll be updating the flyer because we did have a $5 entry fee.
Which still isn't bad.
Which still isn't bad.
No.
And we charged $5 last year, and we got no complaints about it. But with SunWest charging parking fees, people having to pay for seafood, pay for everything they want to do there, we've decided let's figure out a way to make this a free entry event. So we will have to update the flyer. But you can find it currently on the website.
Okay.
Well,
awesome.
that's a pleasant surprise for
Thank you, Kim.
attendees. Well, that
And
is
your
great.
before your partner's name, I know.
Sonia.
Sonia. Okay.
Yep. Sonia Bradley.
All right. Well, that's great. Maybe next time Sonia will come with you.
She does a lot of our TV spots. She has a relationship with the morning shows with Channel 8 and Channel 10, so
I
she's
see.
always on there.
That's so awesome.
Because you do events in Tampa too, if I remember correctly.
We
yes?
do, but their morning shows, their morning talk shows, just love to have us on because we're always bringing free stuff for them.
Why,
and things
of
like
course,
that.
of course. Well, you know, it's nice to have that exposure, especially with viewership.
Absolutely.
And the more the merrier. That's so great.
And it also, that helps our sponsors as well.
Sure,
You
sure.
know, the businesses that want to participate in the event, that are counting on a certain outcome, it really helps them as well.
Well, you can go to Simply Events and get all the information you need. And you're hearing it first, it looks like, that the admittance is
Yep,
going
this
to
is-
be zero cost.
This is the first time, yep.
Oh, that's exciting. Well, thank you for joining us today, Drew.
No, thank you for having me. And thank the Chamber.
Okay.
We'll
Yeah,
look
thank you
forward
for
to this
coming out.
event. It's right around the corner here,
Yes,
right?
ma'am.
Absolutely. Well, thank you and Happy New Year.
Happy New Year to you.
All right. We'll be right back with more guests here on My Chamber TV.
If you were injured in a car crash, what would you do first? Who would you call?
You claim to be injured, yet you spoke to and saw an attorney before you saw a doctor. Is that true?
Yes.
Lawyers on TV tell you to call them first. You can, but should you? The law has changed, and you may find yourself paying your own medical bills if you don't see a doctor in the first 14 days. If you've been in a car crash, you need My Crash MD, the interactive doctor visit, where you can consult virtually with a physician after you've been hurt in a car accident.
We can see you today. We'll take great care of you, regardless if you are at fault or not.
My Crash MD is an actual medical visit with a doctor. No waiting in an ER, no wasting time driving around town. Download My Crash MD free from anywhere and then see a doctor on any mobile device. Times are changing. If you don't get medical attention within the first 14 days after your crash, you could lose your insurance benefits. So if you've been in a car crash, help yourself and your accident case with My Crash MD.
Enjoy tranquil seclusion in an eco-lover's paradise. Paddling through the mangroves where the only sounds you'll hear are the sounds of nature. Because you deserve to relax on vacation, visit Pasco County, Florida.
So that sounds like a movie star. Hi,
Behave
everyone.
yourself, we're back on TV.
What?
I said, behave yourself, we're back on TV.
Oh my goodness, here we go again, and Chip isn't even here. You know Chip Weichmanowski? Anyway, we're goofing on. It's time to get down to business, though, because we have a great guest that has some really serious business to talk about in the community. But welcome to My Chamber TV. What we do here is to bring the awareness to you out in the community. And I'm really excited about our next guest. First of all, I love the name of the company that she's with, Monica Rouseau. Did I say it right?
You did.
I love saying that. Monica Rouseau sounds like a movie star.
I like that.
I know.
I'll go with that.
I know. Well, you are doing some wonderful things ASAP, and that's not as soon as possible. Tell us all about that.
Okay, so ASAP is the Alliance for Substance Abuse Prevention. We are a community coalition, so basically that means everyone in the community is welcome to help us do the stuff that we do. So we have parents, we have teachers, we have law enforcement, we have behavioral health providers, we have nurses, practitioners, all sorts of people come together to really try and figure out what we can do as a community to be more resilient towards substance abuse and really prevent it from happening. And it turns out there's a lot we can do. So we have alcohol committee, we have a prescription drug committee, we have a substance exposed newborn committee, we have a marijuana task force, we have a youth coalition component. So we're very busy and we love a lot of help. So if you are at all interested, please join us and help us do all the work that we do. Yeah.
Nothing like recruiting for volunteers. Well, you know, in the community and everything, I think I've learned more about the community since I've been hosting the shows for the last almost 3 years. And it really saddens me to learn the substance abuse that where it's gone.
Right. So the good news is we've been improving on all of our indicators over the last several years.
Awesome.
And you know, one of the stories I tell people when I first moved here, I'm one of those strange situations where I moved here at 23, which not a lot of people do that. And everybody asks me, why did you move here? You know, this is the pill mill capital of the world. This is the drug abuse capital of the world. Like all sorts of horrible things.
Yeah, yeah.
And if it's one thing I want everybody, especially people watching the show, is don't ever say that about your community. Every community has substance use issues. The special thing about Pasco is that we have had a great coalition and we've had great ways of tackling substance abuse issues for the last several years, for 10 years. It's our 10-year anniversary. And we've been recognized by the state. We had Attorney General Pam Bondi write us a letter thanking us for all of our work trying to reduce substance-exposed newborn cases in Pasco. So we do a lot of great stuff. So I think that really sets us apart from other communities. Substance abuse is in every community.
I am so glad
I'm
glad to hear you say that, and I believe that because Paul, you along with the other chambers have brought on so many groups of people that have jumped on board with this, and that's why there is success. This is what happens when you get involved with your community and you engage and you find out and tackle some of the challenges that are out there. And I know, for example, my friend Helena is rocking babies. That's one of the programs.
That is one of the things she's doing. Absolutely,
yes.
we love working with her. So yeah, one of the issues we have, we were ranked 4th in the state as having the highest rates of babies born addicted to opioids, so higher than Miami-Dade. So we have a whole committee dedicated to trying to figure out how can we get women who are using or misusing opioids and get them to treatment. So we have a whole committee dedicated to ways to do that. And Helena is wonderful and making sure that we're linked to all the hospitals and everything.
What are some of the agencies you work closely with? I know you work closely with Baycare
We work very
Health.
closely with Baycare Behavioral Health, Youth and Family Alternatives, Trinity Medical Center, we have some communication with Regional Medical Bayonet Point. Let's see. Oh gosh, on the spot. Name all the hospitals.
No, that's okay.
North Tampa Behavioral Health.
Yes.
Yeah.
And you made a point again about Helena. It's one of many programs you have, but what is Rocking the Baby?
So that's actually something that she does in her spare time. So when a baby's born addicted to opioids, they have tremors and they have shakes and they're very incurably upset. They're going through withdrawal. So they're born and they're going through something that adults go through at an infant age. And so she rocks the babies and comforts them. There's a very specific way to rock them. So she dedicates her spare time to do that.
I'm telling you,
really
we call her the rockin' grandma.
Yeah.
And we talk about that all the time. And when she told me what she was going to be doing, I'm getting teary-eyed just thinking about it because it's very emotionally moving for her to do this. And it takes a special, like you say,
It's emotional. All of our committees are very emotional. We just started a recovery committee. A lot of our members are in recovery from addiction. So they're so committed to helping other people live successful lives in recovery that they formed their own special committee. I don't think I've ever worked with a more inspirational group. I absolutely love this committee exists because you hear about all the struggles that they've had, and then to see where they are now and to see how successful they are, but to know how many times they went to jail or how many times they almost died, and to realize that people can recover and be successful and be a wonderful, you know, and so helpful in giving back. Like it's really, and especially I have friends who have substance use disorders now, so it's so much hope. Anyway, I love working with that committee. They're the coolest committee.
I think that's so fabulous. So I have to ask you, what made you get into this?
I'm really, my main passion is empowering communities and empowering populations that need to be empowered. So in addition to my work, I'm a doctorate student in public health, and that is my passion. That's my research passion. And my sub-passions are mental illness, and there's a lot of comorbidity with mental illness and substance use disorder.
Yes.
So when I was in college, had severe depression and anorexia, and it was through empowerment, people empowering me, that I really came out of that. And to know that I can empower an entire community, really, it's a feedback loop. I'm a workaholic, like it's totally fun, but I always need a lot of help. So if you want to join our coalition.
There she goes again, recruiting. I love it. No, you are absolutely right. I knew there was a story.
Yeah, there's always
had to be a story because I can feel your passion just emanate.
Yeah.
Yes, it just emanates. So I figured that there had to be.
There's a lot of different programs, but I've had the privilege of sort of showing up at one and then actually staying for the whole one. But you do the Nope Vigil.
We do a Nope Vigil.
Yes,
that's every year. That is very emotional. Nope Candlelight Vigil is Narcotics Overdose Prevention and Education Vigil. We have every year. This year we had it at Next Level 24 Church. And it's an opportunity for everybody to come together and recognize all the people who've passed away and who are still battling with addiction. One of the things we really want to drive home when we're doing that is to get the general population to consider and to think of people with addiction and people who passed away from it as being people with a chronic illness that couldn't get treatment that they needed. In the past, we've had a very intense stance on it as being a moral failing for people who've had substance use disorders. We're really trying to change that. So the Nope Candlelight Vigil is a really great way for people to come and find each other and support one another, and also just really rally around this idea that, you know, we can prevent these things from happening if we work together.
Sounds like it's cleansing.
Oh my gosh.
And this one
the gentleman that spoke was it Gary
Roy Gary.
Okay,
what a great way to stomp out stigma, and that's our hashtag for the year, by the way, stomp out stigma.
I love it. I love it.
SOS, stomp out stigma. What a great poster child of success. He is not just articulate, but he has such an amazing story. He actually described what it was like to overdose, blackout, death experience, and had to be revived.
That they helped him.
It was absolutely intense, yeah. So and I think he said he's a few years in recovery now, and I mean he's an inspiration to a lot of people. He's a young gentleman, you know, just really great inspiration to people.
And the other young lady, tell them what STAND is.
Safe Teens Against Drugs, or STAND. So it's, so the Safe Teens Against, the A and the N are part of against. So there's that, they are teens that are committed to changing the culture among their own age group. It is very, very cool. So it's not just going around and saying drugs are bad. These students work in policies. Like they met with Representative Amanda Murphy in the past. They meet with Commissioner Mariano to let them know what's the concerns that they see, what they see in their schools, why they think it's happening, and what can people do at a policy level to change it.
I had no idea.
It's very, very cool. It gives me goosebumps to talk
I know.
about them. Really
me
cool.
too. Me too. And that's what we need.
And the reason they're in it, though, like you don't just get students who are in this, but
right.
I mean, one of them hasn't spoken with her parents in several years because they lost custody of her because of a substance use disorder. One of them lost her sibling to a substance use disorder. So these are passionate 12, 13, 14-year-olds who are trying to make sure it doesn't happen to anybody else. And it's just mind-blowing.
See, that's really giving back, using your own story
We'll
to
have
give
get
back.
to the Nope Vigil next
please
year.
come.
Oh, geez, just what I need, right?
Yeah.
Well, that's great. Well, Amanda has been on our show.
Yes, yeah, she's great. Yeah,
That's fabulous. Well, you are just an earth angel as far as I'm concerned. And with those dimples, I'll tell you, you
start naming dimples.
When you walk into a room, you just shine. You just light it all up. That's so great. I'm glad to see that you're fulfilling your passion. You're clearly excited about it and being very successful at it. So I feel really good about having you on the show. We'll have to have you back and keep up with things.
Thank you for having me. Thank you to the Chamber.
Absolutely.
And thank you to all of you who are going to join our coalition.
There she goes. That's the third time. Third time is a charm. So get a hold of her because I tell you, with the ASAP and all the different things that you're involved with, and you've been with the Chamber for how long?
Well, actually, so I worked for the health department before here. So I've been here for 4 years in Pasco, so 4 years.
Awesome, awesome. Well, I'll tell you, it's great. You're quite an addition. Thank you. And thank you for being with us. Stick around. Paul and I are going to talk about some of the events coming up with the Pasco Chamber of Commerce right here in our community.
If you were injured in a car crash, what would you do first? Who would you call?
You claim to be injured, yet you spoke to and saw an attorney before you saw a doctor. Is that true?
Yes.
Lawyers on TV tell you to call them first. You can, but should you? The law has changed, and you may find yourself paying your own medical bills if you don't see a doctor in the first 14 days. If you've been in a car crash, you need MyCrashMD, the interactive doctor visit, where you can consult virtually with a physician after you've been hurt in a car accident.
We can see you today. We'll take great care of you, regardless if you are at fault or not.
MyCrashMD is an actual medical visit with a doctor. No waiting in an ER, no wasting time driving around town. Download MyCrashMD free from anywhere and then see a doctor on any mobile device. Times are changing. If you don't get medical attention within the first 14 days after your crash, you could lose your insurance benefits. So if you've been in a car crash, help yourself and your accident case with MyCrashMD.
Enjoy tranquil seclusion in an eco-lover's paradise. Paddling through the mangroves where the only sounds you'll hear are the sounds of nature. Because you deserve to relax on vacation, visit Pasco County, Florida.
Hi everyone, welcome into My Chamber TV, the heartbeat of our community. I'm Barbara Marvel Kelly, and Paul Friedlander always joins us, who is the director of, I think, everything that goes on at West Pasco.
Something like that, yeah. Something like that.
So it's time.
I got to tell you a cute story real quick.
What?
We're at the boat parade, and John Gillis from Friendly Kid just bought a house on the river, so we're over there at his house, and the boat parade starts, and we're standing on the dock, and there's people in chairs in front of us, and first boat goes by, it's Kim Bogart with Sergeant Eric J, and they're, hey, Paul. And then like the next 2 or 3 boats go by and people are going, hey, Paul. There's a lady sitting on the chair in front of me, and she turns around and she goes, who are you? And I said, Pam standing next to me, I said, I'm the mayor of Newport Richey. She said, are you really? I said, no. But the look on her face, she says, who are you?
Oh, that's so funny. Well, you are. Everybody knows Paul.
I don't know about that.
Well, everybody I know that you know, I mean, it's pretty.
But we've got some fun stuff coming up, and I just want to reiterate. One of the things I want to talk about really quick is that we just had a wonderful holiday season.
Yeah.
And it was made wonderful because the city, Newport Richey Main Street, Tampa Bay Multimedia, the Chamber, everybody came together this year and worked in the right direction. We had the beautiful Christmas tree lighting and the cards around Holiday Lane. We had the wreath contest, and the winners of the wreath contest were the Secret Judge's Choice Awards were the White Heron Tea Shop and Gift, and then the actual voting award went to the Snow Shack on Main Street. But there's still quite a few of those up. They were beautiful, and it made this year for a very special Christmas season because, like I said, everybody really worked together, and it was a lot of fun. And the holiday parade, and thank you to Tampa Bay Multimedia, we were able to live stream it and just had a blast. I got to do it with Delynn.
I know.
I did Delynn. So again, thank you to everybody that was involved this year, from the city down to Main Street, down to the. I got to tell you, the guys that are out there that have to put the stuff up and keep it up and clean it up and things like that. So we really appreciate it.
Absolutely, and everybody did such a great job. So it's that time of the year for Business Development Week.
Right. And
this is deja vu for me, and let me tell you something. I was so impressed. It was my first event. I spoke with a couple of the other gals, and we actually won People's Choice Award. Who knew? But I was amazed at all the signage that was up and the direction and so much that was involved, and now it's time to do this again.
And
How long have we been doing this event?
This is going to be the 24th annual Business Development Week. You'll hear it out there. A lot of it goes by BDW, but that's what the BDW stands for. And it's just I don't know how it originally started because I'm not old enough to remember that. No, just kidding. But I don't know how it originally started, but it's all about programs during this whole week that are geared towards the small businesses or any of the businesses. And whether you're a chamber member or you're not a chamber member, you're more than welcome to come out. You'll find these. We just got these out into the libraries. You'll find them around town. We obviously have them at the chamber office, and we would love to have you come out. One of the things we're doing different this year, years ago we used to do 2 sort of trade shows. One was more of a mixer trade show, but we used to do 2 of them. The first one we always did at Gulfview Square Mall, but that was more of a business to consumer type of one. And the mall, like a lot of people know, the mall started to get, it just wasn't what it used to be. So we stopped that one and we went to the Verizon Event Center with just a pure trade show. Well, guys, we're back at the Gulfview Square Mall, thanks to our friends Oscar and Molly over there that have really turned the mall around. If you haven't been to Gulfview Square Mall lately, you really need to go out there. They have a beautiful new event center. They just became new members today. They have a venue for weddings. They have a venue for once a week they do wrestling matches over there, but it's all family oriented.
Oh, how
it's
cool.
all but we're going to be January 21st, which is the Saturday before Business Development Week starts, or actually the start of Business Development Week. We're going to be doing a business expo and health fair at Gulfview Square Mall. So there will be businesses and there will be people there that are involved in the health industry, probably doing blood pressures and the different things like that. So it's going to be a lot of fun. It's going to be from 11 to 3 on that Saturday. Steve Sherdell and Hits 106 is going to come out from 12 to going to come out from 12 to 2 and do live remotes. So it's going to be a very, very special event. We're excited about it. The stores are going to do some sidewalk sales while we're out there.
Perfect.
We're going to actually, GGD from Florida Title has donated a 50-inch TV, so we're going to be not raffling off, but doing a drawing for a 50-inch TV.
Nice.
That's Saturday. For all you sports fans, that's the weekend of the AFC NFC championship games. So there's no football on that Saturday, only on Sunday. So it's your chance to come out and have a nice brand new TV to watch the games on Sunday.
How fun. I tell you, you guys really get involved. I mean, you just do it upright all the time.
We're going to have, I believe, $5 gift cards for the first 50 people that come out. There's going to be registration. There's going to be other types of drawings for giveaways that day. So we're going to have, I know one of the dance troops is coming out and entertaining. So we're going to have some of the younger kids in the community come out and entertain that day. So it's going to be a lot of fun. And guys, if you're a chamber member, it's only $50 for a table. If you're not a chamber member, it's $100 for a table, and we'll take 50 of that and put it back towards your membership should you decide you'd like to become one. But
that's
please,
a good
everybody,
idea.
But everybody is welcome. We still have tables available. You can go online and register and grab the table. And then the week starts on Monday with our kickoff luncheon.
It's power-packed.
And we have a gentleman named Dr. Stephen C. London. And he is they call him the big tuna because fish are a remarkable way to boost your morale and improve results. If anybody, a lot of people have seen it, the video of the fish market in Seattle, where they're throwing the fish to the customers and having fun with the customers. Oh. You can go online and check out the fish video. It's the fish market up in Seattle. It's funny, but it's got a lot of learning to it. It's got a lot of learning to it. So he's going to be our guest speaker on that Monday at Spartan Manor.
Okay.
That's the kickoff luncheon. And that usually, guys, there's usually 150 to 200 people there. So come out and meet somebody new.
A lot of people show up at this Business Development Week because it's so organized and so many great speakers.
And then, you know, we're tying everything towards technology, which I don't know why because hardly anybody uses technology
I know
anymore.
that changes day by day, right?
But on that Monday night from 5:30 to 6:45 at the Newport Richey Library, we have one of the library's own. Her name is Stephanie Jones. She's going to be showing you LinkedIn's lynda.com. And lynda.com is a program you can get through the library that has courses on how to use Excel, how to use Excel, how to use Word, how to it's phenomenal. The girls from the office, Kim and Liz, both went and took the program is phenomenal, and you can do it at home.
Really?
You can do it at home.
Wow.
So. It's the increase the use of technology in your business.
Nice.
And that's what the week's all about. And then on that Tuesday, along with we're going to application to enhance team collaboration. More importantly, cybersecurity, how to protect yourself. But my girl last year, that Tuesday that's at Pasco Hernando State College is going to be the Successful Women in Business luncheon.
Yes.
And this year we have Jane Castor.
Cool.
Which is the retired police chief from Tampa. We have our own Kelly Mackey, who owns the White Heron Tea and Gift Shop in downtown Newport Richey. And we have Courtney Robinson, who's one of the anchors from Channel 10.
Channel 10, awesome.
And you know, was it fun?
It was a blast. It really was. I just love speaking. And we had a lawyer and Tammy, what was the lawyer's name? It was...
Joan Nelson Hook.
She was amazing.
Yes.
And so was Tammy Fields from Channel 10.
Yeah.
And, you know, Tammy and I have been friends since that.
Have you?
It was just really great to connect with a bunch of women.
And here's what's nice about it, guys, too. It's first of all, it's a $10 luncheon. It's very affordable, but each of them gets up and tells their story. So I don't care if you're a guy or a girl. They each tell their story. They're so buried in their backgrounds that it's fun to listen to them.
Yeah.
And then, although we sort of got away from it last year, we're going back to it. They're each going to have 10, maybe 15 minutes to tell their story, but then we're going to put them back down as a panel so that if somebody from the audience asks a question, they all have an opportunity to field it.
Yeah, I love that.
And that's when it's really fun because you get such different little innuendos.
Right. A little more personalized touch.
And you learn stuff from it. I mean, it's so nice.
Well,
And there's a lot of other things. I don't want to bore everybody with everything, but Wednesday is a very special day because Wednesday is what we call Education Day, and we're out at Fred K. Marchman Technical College. And Rob Aegis, who's the principal out there, is just a phenomenal supporter of the community as well as the chamber. And we do round tables in the morning. There's about 90 to 100 students from the 6 high schools that surround there that come in. half of them does a skit, because our theme this year is Target Your Success. So we have about 6 business people that'll do a skit for the kids, show them what the right way to do things, the wrong way to do things. By the other half is in a room with about 10 of our business leaders from the community, sitting at round tables, just having discussions about targeting your success and things like that. And that's really come a long way. I remember back in the day, it used to be ethics, and you read from a script and the kids were falling asleep and the person reading from it was falling asleep. And so it's really come a long way. And then before we go to the lunch, we end up with a really awesome guest speaker. And this year, that awesome guest speaker is our very own Dennis Kelly. Tell us a little bit about Dennis Kelly and why he's going to be so good for the kids.
I think he will be, and we only have a few seconds remaining. I can't think of a better way than to close the show than to promote my husband, Dennis Kelly, who comes on with me on Mondays at 5, live at 5 on primetime right here. But he's going to be talking to the kids about how to champion the champion within. And I think most kids love a martial artist. So he's going to share a lot of his tips and how you can rise above.
Too, right?
He is a youngster at 78. So I thank you for that. He's so psyched up. So
it's going to be wonderful.
It's going to be a great week.
We have a guest speaker at lunch that day, and that's open. It's to come out if you'd like to come out and have lunch and sit down and talk to these kids. They're wonderful kids. No, there's stuff on Thursday. There's stuff on Friday. Thursday night, if you'd like to join us, we're having a mixer at Kickin' Wings right up here on 52 where we are now.
Oh, hey.
And so we're excited about that. So please, by all means, these will be around. Grab one. If you have any questions, just give Barb a call. Her cell number is
or go to the West Pasco Chamber of Commerce.
And anything that needs an RSVP, it's really cool. It's all set up online now. You can RSVP and pay for it.
Wow.
You don't have to worry about it.
That's cool. Paul, thank you.
Thank you.
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year to you, young lady.
We're going to have a great year.
It's going to be an awesome 2017.
It will be. Thanks for joining us on My Chamber TV. I'll see you next week, same time, same place. Have a great week.